Happy Manliness Monday, YouTube. So today's going to be less scripted than usual. I want to talk to you about a conversation I had with my neighbor last night. We were talking about, he buys and sells things for a living. He goes out, yard sailing and comes home, cleans things up, puts them on eBay. And he couldn't process, or he didn't have a way to understand how people would take, see a value in a piece of plastic from 30 years ago and want to pay $50 for it. So he just started thinking about it as magic. One lesson that I learned when I was very young, that money that they're paying for that is linked to their life. They want to spend X amount of their life to obtain that. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't equate money to hours of their life. And I think that's a very important lesson that everyone should learn at one point or another. When you go to work, you're not just working for a salary. What you're doing is you are selling a portion of your life for an amount of money. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. A lot of people see it as a given that they have to do something. And you really don't. It's all relative to how much you're willing to spend your life for. And as our conversation got a little bit deeper, we talked about the intrinsic properties of the market. And that theme kept popping up over and over. So I figured I'd like to share it with you. One thing that a lot of people do, and I believe it's because they don't have that connection in their mind that their time, that what they are being paid for at work is them selling their life. A lot of people tend to sell themselves short in the marketplace. And you really need to fight for a higher wage for yourself all the time. Because how much is your life worth to you? That's what you are determining when you accept a wage. So, fight for your own better wage. This is not a call for, $15 an hour minimum or whatever. I don't care about any of that. I care about what you do with yourself and your life. Always be looking for a better wage. Always be looking for a better job. And when you get the chance for that job, negotiate your price. Haggle. It's okay. Now, while you're haggling for how much you're going to sell your life for, don't do something ludicrous and say, well, I have zero skills, but I think I'm worth, $45 an hour. That's ridiculous. And that also brings me into a little bit of education and how I believe you should really get your start in the job marketplace to begin with. You should go after a low-paying job. Really, you should. So you can build up a set of skills to put on a resume. Fresh out of college with no job, no prior job experience, looks terrible. How can that employer gauge that what you're putting on paper means anything at all if you don't have prior work experience? And I know the old adage, well, you need experience to get a job, but how do you get a job without getting experience? You get a job that requires no experience, like a fast food job. You build up some work experience. That's working in customer service. That's working in the food industry. You're handling money. These are things you need to learn how to do. And yeah, I know, fast food, it kind of sucks. But it's important to get there. And as you, gain more experience, as you show yourself to be a reliable worker, at the next job you're at, you can command a higher wage. And then you have more work experience. So you can get a higher wage again, and again, and again. You never want to find a dead-end job, because in a dead-end job, you will not be selling your life for anything worth it. These low-income jobs are great for you to start off with, but you can never rely on that as a means to support yourself for the rest of your life. It's unfeasible and untenable. And if you say, well, I've been here for 6 years, you've been there for 6 years, get another job, get a new job, find a new job, find a way to move somewhere to get a new job. Apply everywhere. One thing that I've noticed, and I read a lot of news and listen to the radio and talk to other business owners in the area and across the country. Some of them are global. Everyone's looking for work. Everyone's looking for help. The problem is there are no skilled laborers that are looking for work, or people just don't want the work to begin with, or they're unhirable because they have a litany of drug problems. You need to make yourself hireable. Look at yourself as a commodity that you're selling to somebody. Then you can look at yourself objectively and determine whether or not what you want to ask for or what you need to ask for is possible. When I was in high school, I couldn't get a job doing what I am now. I didn't have the skills, and I didn't have the experience. I did the next best thing. I got a job as a lifeguard. I got a job as a swim instructor. Then after that, I got a job working in fast food. Then a job working in a grocery store. Minimum wage, slightly above minimum wage, higher than minimum wage than that as well. And during that time, I was a camp counselor, which I got much more above minimum wage. And because I already had experience dealing with the public, I actually got a higher wage than everyone else, that was just starting out. So you slowly ratchet your experience up, and that's how you get the higher wage. After that, I was in school to try and become an architectural engineer. I wasn't able to because of family problems, but I still had that experience. Then I worked in a factory, commanding a much higher wage than all my previous jobs put together. Then after that, I worked in construction for a summer because I wanted to get back into the architectural field. That way I could try and find or get an intrinsic knowledge of how things are put together in real space. Then the following fall, I went to school for my drafting and design degree. And construction carried a higher wage with it than working in the factory. So I went back to a part-time job working in the grocery store while I was in school, and then I needed more money. That's why I started Knightsmith, so I could start making money on the side as well, which gave me a whole nother skill set, which was marketing, selling things on the internet, shipping, packaging, writing sales descriptions, managing product, quality control. And I found all of those things I could put on a resume. So now I can work with the public. I'm proven to be able to work with others, manage money, look after children, manage the camp. After several years, I was one of the guys running the camp, and I ran several programs within that camp, specialty programs, archery, swimming, the rock wall. I got zipline rescue certified, or high rope certified to do rescues. The more you know, the more valuable you are as a commodity, and the more you can demand as compensation for your time. After I got out of school, I still kept with Knightsmith, obviously. And then I got a job part-time working down the road at Scranton Craftsman as the draftsman, $10 an hour. That was less than I worked in construction or at the factory, but I didn't have any skills in the drafting field. So after several months, I was able to renegotiate and get more money. And after that, I left for another architectural firm in Scranton. And because I had that experience, I was able to make even more money. Now I was making more than I had in construction or in the factory. I was able to work in a nice office, wearing a suit and tie every day, commanding a nice wage, doing the type of work I wanted to. But it took almost 10 years of work to get to that point. Now I'm back at Scranton Craftsman, and with all the experience I was able to leverage, and now running my own business, I was both able to set my schedule and come back with a higher pay. And I intend on keeping looking for new jobs. Like, the more your experience grows, the more you can do. The better you can do, the better off you will be. And if you keep working at it, if you keep going online and looking at your resume and find people to review your resume, there are free services that the government offers that, the labor board will review your resume and give you suggestions on how to improve it and where to go to get a job to sell your labor. If you keep doing that over and over and over, each time you have more experience, you can put more on your resume, you can get more money, which gives you more experience, over and over and over, you'll eventually get to a very, very good financial place in your life. You can do it. It takes work. And it takes years of work without any seeming payoff, because you have to stay at a job for 2 years, maybe 3 years. You can't just go 4 months, quit, 4 months, quit, 4 months, quit, and expect to get anywhere. You have to be there year after year, every day, on time, staying to the end of your shift, if not staying a little bit late. You can't call off. But I promise you that if you do that year after year, if you get your resume reviewed and keep submitting it to people and keep bargaining for your wage, if you sell your life, you make your life more valuable, you can get more for it. I believe you. Believe in you. You can do it. I believe in you guys. Really, I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing these types of videos. You can do it. It takes work. It takes a lot of work. It takes hard work over a long time. But you can do it. Don't let yourself stagnate. One thing I've said on this channel, especially in this series over and over again, is growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. Don't let yourself get comfortable. Always push. Keep pushing. Keep improving. Thanks for watching, YouTube. I really appreciate you guys coming here every Monday to listen to me. If you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. It really brightens my day when I have a new comment. It really does. Also, if you're new here, I release new content every Monday and Friday. Every Monday is a Manliness Monday, where I go over stuff like this. I teach you how to be a man, teach you how to be a gentleman, teach you how to grow and improve yourself, go over gun safety, camping, everything. And then every Friday is a project video, working with metal, wood, leather, fabric, big projects, small projects. Last week I built this new camera stand that I'm shooting on. I do beard beads, bottle stoppers. There's just a ton of stuff. So if that interests you, check me out on Fridays. If not, thanks for coming out, guys. Remember, keep working on yourself. You are your best resource. See you later.